ton of excitement when you start a new season, and a lot of enthusiasm. Uh, Great off season for our guys. Um, the eyeball test for a couple weeks in, pretty good. So we like what we see, and we're excited to get going.
How do you feel? What type of shape do you feel your team came in? They ready to go?
Yes. Just they had a terrific off season, and you can just see it. I always say the first test I like is the eyeball test, and uh, you always have that start of the year excitement, but there's something more there too. Like they know it, and they got a good feel, and normally I don't like to get too excited, but I think I got to throw it out there with this group. They're enormous amount of talent and depth throughout the whole lineup, and we start putting the pieces of the puzzle together now, and it's a long. The one thing, it's a long year though, but we're off to a really good start.
The defensive strength of this team?
Yes, I mean right now it's a really high end. It's kind of. I think it's almost amazing. 2 years ago, that decor was one of the better ones that I'd ever seen in college hockey, and I'm not so sure this group couldn't keep up with them. And that's just a testament to the character in there and their work and the pieces that we've added in there. It's definitely a strength, and we've got some veteran presence in there. The big thing for us too. We do have two older guys coming back in Nev and Mikey Kester. We're utilizing Liam Soulier, so we have 3 fifth-year players, but that we have a large junior class. That group's been through a lot as freshmen and sophomores for us, and with only Huglin's the only, and Nick Michael is the only older guys that we've got on our team, but that junior class is what you're used to seeing in a class becoming an upperclassman, leadership, talent. Obviously, it was huge to get Snuggie back in that group, but Chesley, Thomas, Luke Middlestat, John, Lamb, Kurth. It just gives us a different look with those older guys.
Are there some guys that you've seen that have taken a noticeable step just in the early going that you've seen so far in camp?
Mm-hmm.
Are there some guys you've seen that are like who's stepped up?
Well, that's the fun part about it is I think some of the names I just mentioned, but Brody Lamb, it was like there's been a transformation. Connor Kurth, and part of it is becoming an upperclassman, and why just a few months later from your sophomore year there's a change, but you watch that happen in college sports. Luke Middlestat, Chesley and Thomas are already there as just strong men, but they've got help behind them and in that class. So everybody's taken a step. It's kind of cool to see. Everybody's taken a step.
Bob, I asked you about Matthew Wood a couple weeks ago, and you said you wanted to see him a little bit first. What have you seen?
Yep. Pretty good hockey player. Big, strong, knows what to do with the puck. And he's got a different look about him. I said, he got a little bit of a Vanek look to him. When he big. And what I love most is his attitude and his demeanor, and put him on a spot in the power play, and he goes, "Never played there before. I like it. I'll try it." So just great demeanor and fitting right in.
Bob, do you sense that this group has a feeling from last year that they want to accomplish a lot more than they did last year?
Yeah, I would. For sure. I kind of, like a lot of our guys, a large number of our guys were around 2 years ago, and have been through experiences. it's kind of tag they're it. I think you've got a handful of guys that, it's that their turn to kind of lead, their turn to kind of take that leadership role. Um, Expectations are exact same, but this group, uh, it's got a little different feel to it. And nothing bad. It's like I'm always cautious. It's like, which one of your kids you like the most. You don't ever want to answer that one. You always got a favorite, but you never want to say it. But but this group, we're early too. But you can there's just a lot of options we have from an offensive standpoint. Different looks we're going to have. This freshman class too. This is a different looking freshman class too. They're older, they're strong, and because we had a couple of guys the last few years that were they were freshmen and they looked like freshmen. Our freshmen don't look like freshmen. They come in a little chiseled, a little grizzled, with a lot of talent. So, be excited for you guys to see him play.
How's your goalie position shaping up?
And there's the one. Justin Close played an awful lot of minutes for us the last couple of years. So we've got a ton of faith in Nathan Airy coming back. Though he was very limited last year in what he could do, but he's a big, strong athlete, and Liam Soulier has been he kind of has a little Justin Close in him, but he's older. He's been around. That's the one advantage maybe sometimes we're going to get in this transfer portal era is, we just added an old wily veteran quarterback, that is excited to be here and get his chance. Nothing's going to be too big for him. So that's going to help our young guy too. But the real honest answer to your question with goaltending is I pick starters. I never pick number one goalies. I only pick starters. You got Friday, you got Saturday. They got a battle on their hands to battle this thing out. And we're going to have a changing of the guard, a goaltender this year. And we got a couple guys that are going to fight it out.
You like the chance to bond together a little early, being on the road for a while?
Well, we have no choice this year. It's crazy. It's one of those things, your schedule comes out. Tom McGinnis, a few years, this is probably going back 3 years. You want to go to Vegas to start? They want us to hold. Yeah, let's do it. Duluth, can you come to us? Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's there and you're on your road. We're on the road 5 of our first 6 games. But it'll be fine for this team. Great team bonding and we got to go up to St. Cloud, the exhibition game to start. So I like how it plays out. I really do.
What do you know about the rest of the conference, just in a thumbnail sketch from what you've seen transpire over the summer?
You know what? You're way ahead of me. You're peeking at it, but we're just concentrating on this right now. The Michigan State lost their big defenseman. They got everybody else back. So they won the league last year and won the playoffs. So, they're sitting in a probably very comfortable spot. I think we're sitting in a very comfortable spot. And then there's a lot of teams. There was a lot of changeover, and but the one thing in the Big Ten Conference, the changeover usually is with a lot of talent. So I think you got to let it sort itself out and go from there. All right.
Thanks.
You bet.